Y'all made us wait 2 whole years for Bridgerton season 3. Then got the nerve to break it up into 2 parts. Nah, I'm done, Bridgerton. I am done. Well, after part 2, of course, I gotta see it through. Then I'm done. I mean, after season 4, because they already started writing that, so obviously you want to see where the story goes. But I'm definitely done after that. Unless they make a season 5, because then at least maybe it's because you want to see, you know? But after that, I'm probably done. Maybe. All right, welcome to Taste Take. If you're new here, today we're talking about part 1 of season 3 of Bridgerton, and we're doing it with no spoilers. If that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular taste takers, well, it's springtime, so we gotta talk about pollen. Get it? I said gotta talk about pollen in the spring, because it's like for your allergies, but also pollen, because it's Penelope and Colin? Never mind. Okay, quick background here. And if you click this video, there's a 93% chance you don't even need this background because you already know what time it is. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Bridgerton is a series on Netflix that's based on the Bridgerton books that are written by Julia Quinn. She got 8 books, and each book corresponds to one of the 8 Bridgerton children. And did you know that all of the 8 Bridgerton children are in alphabetical order? Yeah. You got Anthony, you got Benedict, you got Colin, Daphne, Eloise, Francesca, Gregory, and Hyacinth. Did you already know that? Oh, you're right. Yeah, I already knew that. Why didn't you just tell me that in the comments of the other videos? You could have just told me. Whatever. Anyway, season 1 was based on the first book, The Duke and I. That's centered around Daphne Bridgerton and the Duke of Hastings. Season 2 was based off the second book, The Viscount Who Loved Me, and that's centered around Anthony Bridgerton and Kate Shawarma. And speaking of season 2, here goes some facts. Season 2 debuted in March of 2022. It was #1 in 92 countries. It was the most viewed television show for 3 weeks in the United States. Season 2 amassed 193 million watch hours in its opening weekend, the highest opening weekend for any English-speaking Netflix show at that time. It also broke the record for the first week of viewing hours with over 250 million, the highest for any English-speaking Netflix show at that time. The point is, this Bridgerton thing's a pretty big deal. And last year, we had Queen Charlotte, the spinoff that's not tied to one of the original Julia Quinn books, but that show was fire. I did a video on that. I think you can find that. It's going to be floating somewhere here. Now we have season 3. That's centered around the 4th book, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. That centers around Colin Bridgerton and Penelope Featherington. Now, if you noticed, season 1 went to book 1. Season 2 went to book 2. We are skipping book 3. That book is called An Offer from a Gentleman. That centers around Benedict Bridgerton. That's my boy. That's my homie. That is the OG, triple OG. But the showrunner kind of explained that, look, we've been watching this Colin and Penelope back and forth since the beginning of season 1. So they didn't want to make the viewers wait any longer by pushing it even further down the line. So that is what I believe is the explanation of why we're skipping around on the book thing. So now you know. And believe it or not, I never read any of these books, but what I can discern from the internet streets is that book 4, the one that season 3 is based off, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, was a fan favorite. So I think a lot of people are looking forward to this season. Also, like I said in my little intro, this is the first season of Bridgerton that's being broken out into 2 parts. You got 4 episodes that's available right now, and then the final 4 episodes are going to come out on June 13th. We don't exactly have a black and white answer as to why this series has been broken up into 2 parts, but we can speculate that it's because Netflix wants people to stay subscribed to their platform for longer. And I think that's pretty cheesy. As someone who don't even like to really binge stuff, Bridgerton is one of the most bingeable shows I ever seen in my life. I would have ran through this thing in an afternoon if they let me. And if Netflix's corporate greed is keeping me away from my Bridgerton, then it's on site. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, of course, Bridgerton is brought to us by the one, the only, the great Shonda Rhimes. This season of Bridgerton is brought to us by a new showrunner Jess Brownell. Chris Van Dusen has been the showrunner since the beginning. So season 3 and season 4 will be done by Jess. But Jess ain't come out of nowhere. She's been working with Shonda Rhimes since Scandal, and she's been writing on Bridgerton from the beginning. So have no fear. We love to see women climbing the ranks in Hollywood. All right, plot time. I mean, I guess before we do plot time, I could do a quick supersonic JJ Fast Speed recap of season 2. Hold on. All right. Recap of season 2 time. Okay, season 2. This is where Lady Bridgerton tells the whole hood that the Viscount, her son Anthony, is ready to find a wife. Even though low-key, he really wasn't trying to find a wife because he ain't really believe in all that love stuff because of how, losing his dad and how he seen what it did to his mom. So he really wasn't about that life, but Lady Bridgerton was like, bro, it's time. You got to get your shit together and get a wife. I don't want to hear it. I guess he got over it. At that same time, Kate and Edwina Shawarma pull up to England from India. Queen Charlotte names Edwina the season's diamond. So Anthony's like, I guess I'll marry her. Kate, Edwina's protective older sister, overhears Anthony talking about how he don't really believe in this marriage for love stuff. Kate's like, oh, hell nah, I don't care what his name is. You will not be marrying my sister. Not on my watch, clown. Then Kate confronts Anthony like, bro, what the hell you think this even is? You ain't marrying my sister. Now they got beef. So much beef, so much animosity that naturally they fall in love. You ever hate someone so much you like low-key like them? Yeah, me neither. Should I call her? Anyway, Kate and Anthony are doing this song and dance, trying not to be in love with each other, but I guess they can't pretend for too long. Kate's like, look, bro, I think we love each other. I know all that, but you still gotta marry my sister. You gotta make an honest woman out of her. And Anthony's like, okay. They literally get to the wedding day where Kate has to watch her sister marry the man that she loves. It was more tense than that wedding from a different world. But Edwina ain't no fool. She might have been born that night, but she wasn't born last night. She could already tell that they got a thing going on. Edwina storms out of the wedding like, you guys can have each other. Fast forward and Queen Charlotte saves the reputation of Kate, Anthony, and Edwina. Kate and Anthony get married and live happily ever after. The end. Well, at the same time, Colin Bridgerton has now come back from his travels. Okay, keep up. Penelope Featherington, who we now know is Lady Whistledown, still has the wild crush on Colin Bridgerton. Colin Bridgerton's sister, Eloise, is besties with Penelope. She also finds out that Penelope is Lady Whistledown, but that doesn't go well. She's like, wait, what the hell? Why would you write all this stuff about me? You know what? Matter of fact, I never want to see you ever again, and we are no longer besties. And when it rains, it pours, because about 13 minutes after losing her bestie, she overhears Colin Bridgerton telling the whole hood how he would never marry her.
That's cold.
That's pretty much season 2. So now in season 3, our focus is back on Colin and Penelope, played by Luke Newton and Nicola Coughlan. Penelope's now given up her longtime crush on Colin Bridgerton. He's dead to her, unless he shows her some form of interest. But she does decide that it's time for her to find a husband. The only problem is, well, there's a couple problems. Number 1, this girl has no riz, like 0 riz. Number 2, she needs to find a husband that's going to give her the amount of independence that she needs, that she could also be Lady Whistledown on the side. Colin Bridgerton, the world traveler, is back from another round of exploring a whole bunch of other countries. When he gets back, though, he has no idea why Penelope is giving him the cold shoulder. Like, bro, she heard you dragging her. And you know how we are. As soon as you stop giving us interest, what do? Pull you back in by any means necessary. It's really a toxic trait. I'm sorry about that. He notices that their friendship is slipping. And in order to try to get it back, he offers her a deal of a lifetime. Look, girl, I don't even got no damn riz. And I'm out here bagging every girl in this whole town. And it's crazy. I'm actually fighting these girls off of me. It's crazy. So how about, to make up for me being kind of a dick to you, I will teach you riz and land you a husband. Now, of course, we know where this is gonna go. Colin done gave the girl so much damn riz, it starts to work on himself. This dude's plan backfired. But it's also awkward because he knows that Penelope and Eloise, his sister, are no longer friends. So he's like, damn, I can't be feeling her, and my sister got beef with her. Because you know how it is. If your family got beef with someone, you got beef with someone. And let that be a lesson to you, little sister. Stop gassing that stuff on the gram. It's just actually a little bit more complicated now because Colin actually has no idea why they're not friends anymore. So it just makes it a little harder to align with the beef. So, are Penelope and Eloise gonna become best friends again? Is Colin gonna make a move on Penelope? Is Penelope gonna reveal her true identity to Colin? How many people can Benedict hook up with? And for crying out loud, can Lady Bridgerton finally get some action? All these questions and more coming your way in season 3. So what's my take? I mean, it's kind of like reviewing Across the Spider-Verse. Like, you know how you feel about what you just saw, but you also know it's only one half of a finished product. Because of this, I'm not gonna give a star rating until I watch the next 4 episodes. I'll just share some of my initial thoughts. Okay, first things first, we have a new showrunner in Jess. We talked about that already. Even though it's a new showrunner, I believe personally that she still captures the essence of the other 2 seasons and Queen Charlotte. I don't think because of the new showrunner, I'm getting a different vibe of the show, which also makes sense because, like I said, she's been working on the show since the beginning. So cool, onward. Next topic. I know that this season is centered around Penelope and Colin, friends to lover. We've seen it a million times. So far, I think I'm more interested in almost every other storyline that they're talking about, which is a positive of season 3 because there are a lot of other things going on. And that's no shade to Colin. I think maybe I just prefer the enemies to lover story, like from season 2, to the friends to lover story that we're seeing now. So what other storylines do we even have here? Okay, first of all, I love how we're getting more of Will and Alice Mondrich. You know, the boxer dude, non-problematic black love. Okay, Netflix. Then my boy Benedict, I told you that's my boy. It's Benedict, Eloise, and Daphne. Those are my favorite 3 of the Bridgertons. But he got a new little thing on the low. He's not in the show so much, but I'm already invested in whatever he got going on. I'm not going to get into what he got going on because there's no spoilers, but I'm already into it. Now I don't even know what it is. And last, but all the way not least, I'm 1,010% invested in the Francesca Bridgerton storyline. Yeah, Francesca's been getting a couple cameos in season 1 and season 2, but really not a lot. And it's a whole different actress that's playing Francesca now. The original Francesca couldn't join season 3 because of some scheduling conflicts, which you hate to see because you're missing out on some heat right now. This new Francesca is played by Hannah Dodd, and she's already eating everything they put on her plate. So season 3 is also kind of mixing in Julia Quinn's 6th book, When She Was Wicked, which is the story that revolves around Francesca Bridgerton, which, based on my internet research, is another one of the fan favorites. So for those of you who may be like me, not so invested in the Colin and Penelope storyline so far, you got options, which is what makes season 3 already starting off with, like, I guess, a little bit of a bang. You got options. It's like you go to a buffet. It's like you might not like the sushi plate, but we got burgers, we got salad, we got chicken. One thing I'll say too, I'm not hating on the Colin and Penelope story. It's just like, we've seen it, right? The silver lining for them is that we are kind of watching this ticking time bomb of like what will happen when Colin finds out that she's Lady Whistledown. So that's kind of like what's keeping me in the mix. But overall, there's a lot going on. And Colin and Penelope, they just a little bit on the bottom. It's not low. It's just the bottom of that. It's just everything is so good, but they on the bottom. So season 3, part 1 in a nutshell. He's not that into you. She's all that. 10 things I hate about you. The Duff. Pretty much any movie where someone says they're gonna help you find love, they will eventually fall in love with you. Another fun fact, Jess, our showrunner, is a huge rom-com fanatic. So she makes it clear that you will see several famous rom-com tropes in this series. There's direct homage to She's All That. There's direct homage to Mean Girls. You are gonna get these rom-coms. So yes, like I said, I won't be scoring this until I watch the next 4 episodes, but I believe that the true Bridgerton fans will be happy with what they got so far. They'll be unhappy to have to wait a month to get the last 4, but what we're gonna do, we just gotta wait, because right now, season 3 is not moving me more than season 1, season 2, or Queen Charlotte, but I'm dealing with a half of a season, so let me just see what I see. Oh, let me do my little closing thing. As always, thanks for checking out Taste Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, let me know what you think of this part 1 of season 3. How do you feel about Netflix breaking up the season into two? And I think they did this with Stranger Things and I don't know, maybe The Crown or something like that. So there's precedent for it, but I don't know if you guys like it. How does this season so far compare to the other seasons? Because maybe season 2 in the beginning, maybe I didn't like that as much as the end of season 2. So maybe it's just kind of unfair. Keep me honest, y'all. Also, if y'all read the books, am I right that y'all really like the, this Penelope book and the Francesca book? Is that true? Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace. All right. Hey. Yeah, Francesca really is eating, and it's not a lot of content, but she's definitely eating. I really think if I'm being honest, that the beginning of season 2 was kind of losing me. Then they brought me back, but I forgot. So we'll see how this goes. Season 4 is being worked on right now, and I think they're gonna do a season for every book. So that is 8 for all you counting at home. Not to mention if they do another spinoff for Queen Charlotte or whoever gets a spinoff. Anything else I gotta say? Oh, the sex scenes. High key, it's steamier than season 2, but of course, less steamy than season 1. But that's only one half of steam. There's time for more steam, which is always a good thing.